Hello and welcome back to our overview of the base on board. And in this part, I will focus on the rules for using the cards, which kind of adds that deeper layer of strategy to the gameplay. While the dice handle the core action, the cards are really what you're using as the tool for making that managerial decision that really changes the course of the game. So it all depends on what you're holding. And we start with these cards. At the start of each inning, you are assigned four cards randomly. So you shuffle these and pick up four at a random. And then the offensive player has the cards with the red back, and then the defense team has the cards with the blue backs. Looking at the cards, so you'll see all these little information along the cards, so that you don't always have to look at your rule book, which the quick guide really comes in handy. But having all the information at a glance here really helps out. So the top section lists the specific game situations required to play this card. Such as like which bases must have runners, as well as what conditions should be shown on the dice. And then the bottom section describes the results of the play itself by playing this card. And many cards also have the color-coded fonts, which you can see here. It's blue, and then this one example is that teal color. And that kind of has matching color on the other team as well. So the cards that I just showed you are the offense cards, and then the defense team has similar color coding. And if the offense plays a card with the white front, for example, the defense can cancel it by playing with their own white front cards. And this creates that strategic back and forth duel without really having to deeply think, so that, oh, you see that color, I have that color card in front of me, and now you can have that duel happen right away without having to think too deep, right? It's already a very in-depth game, so let's not take it to the next level. So we have laid out all the information on the card at a glance. So you just have to keep track of which color was played. There's that, which condition is shown. So just keep that in mind. That is how you play the cards. And so we have several conditions for when we can throw these cards out to make challenges and to put them into play. So there's the pre-pitch standoff is the first that I'll describe, which is when the defense team is holding the white pitch die. So before it's thrown, this phase can happen where the defensive player is holding the white pitch die but has not yet rolled it. This is the moment to decide if you want to attempt a strategic defensive play, like a pickoff. So a pickoff is an attempt by the defense to get a runner out before the ball is hit, right? And in this game, pickoff attempts are only possible at first and second base, reflecting their frequency in real baseball. I know it happens in other locations, but this is really the most common. So we've decided to integrate that into our game. And let's use an example. So imagine there's a runner on the first base with no outs, and the defensive play, our player looks at the hand, and then they see pick off first, right? Defense card, pick off first. And this card has white front, so the condition on the cards are met, right? So pre-pitch, the first base is occupied, and it's a white card. So you have that condition set. Before rolling the pitch die, I declare that I am attempting a pickoff as a defense player by playing this card, right? So I'll throw that card down, and you can either successfully pick them off, or you have the offense counter, right? Which is the offensive player playing the failed pickoff card, which also has the white front, so they can immediately play it to counter, right? So that is that. So I kind of briefly mentioned the outcomes, but either pickoff is successful, so the offense player had the no counter. They didn't have this card, So the runner on the first is out, and the defensive player records one out, and the runner is removed from the base. So that's how it progresses. But if the pickoff is failed because the offense player was able to counter it with this offense card that says failed pickoff, the pickoff attempt backfires. Instead of an out, all runners advance one base, and the runner from the first moves to second, and if there was also a runner on third, they would score. So that's how that would play. It would be the same logic that applies to pickoff second, which there is a pickoff second, which has different runner conditions listed on it. But you're always weighing that risk and reward before committing to that pitch. So that's the pre-pitch version of it. After the ball is hit, so what do? So let's say you come with contact and then the ball is hit. You're holding the yellow batted die. And now let's say no cards were played and the pitch was thrown. The white die landed on C. Offensive player now takes the yellow die. So now we're gonna talk about what happens after the ball is hit. So let's say no cards were played and the pitch was thrown. The white die landed on C for contact, and the offense player now takes the yellow die and then bats, right? They roll it to determine the outcome, but imagine the yellow die shows the G nomination right there for ground out, or F for fly out. And normally this would just be an out, right? However, the offense can use a card to change this result. So, for example, offense has this error card, and you can play this immediately after the die is rolled and turn the out into a safe result, simulating a fielding error by the defense. So when this card is played, batter is safe, and all runners advance that one base. So there's this card. Now, let's talk about some of the other strategic plays that are possible. So the pickoff and error are just two of the examples that are available out of the 40 cards that we have each. And then your hand of cards will present many of the other opportunities that mirror real baseball strategies, right? So, for example, offense cards allow you to initiate actions like steal attempts, bunts, and you can also capitalize on defensive mistakes with cards for bulk and hit by pitch. So keep that in mind. Those are some of the offense cards that are available. And then defensive cards have features like catching a runner with caught stealing third cards, or turn a ground ball into double play. So really, this interaction between the dice and the cards, that's the core of Base on Board. You're not just the spectator, just enjoying the game, but you are that manager, you are that player making critical decisions on every single pitch.